welcome to the best songs of 2020. I have a list of 10 songs I'm going to show you guys, and this is my opinion from what I listened to this year, what I think the best 10 songs are. These are going to be separate from the future two videos I'm going to make, where there's EPs and albums, because I didn't want to put songs on this list that might be on albums or EPs in the other lists, just to kind of give more variety. I also have a criteria. I'm going to be going over the impact, replayability, and purpose on the list for each song. So, without further ado, let's get into the first song. Number 10 on my list is Princess Blanket by Buried Alive. I'm going to play you a little bit of a clip so you can hear some of this song.
What can I tell you? Here's something that is for sure. We are not welcome here anymore. So just pack your bags and say.
So there's a little bit of a clip for you guys to kind of get an idea of what is going on in the song better than I can describe what the genre is or what it sounds like, what it is. So the impact this song had on me was relatively low, because it's not that I love the song like so much, so much. It's more the fact that Buried Alive needs recognition. He, Charles Caswell, has been pumping out music for more than a decade, and honestly, he puts in a lot of really unique sounds. And the fact that his album Fuego did not make my top list for albums that came out this year is kind of a shame, but this is what I came up with. I put my favorite song he dropped this year on the list for the top 10 songs of the year for me. And the replayability of this song, and not only this song, but all of his music, is quite high. I mean, I've listened to this song over a dozen times, and I mean, it gets me in a groove. I start moving, I start singing, and I mean, he obviously what you heard, he wasn't really singing, more than like kind of almost a low or a low voice, but like right above a whisper, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of nice to listen to. He does a lot of vocals like that. He does a lot of screaming, and I don't know if he does any actual like really just actual singing. It's more of like those two things, like screaming or this kind of like a right above a whisper talking. As far as the purpose on the list, I mentioned that Buried Alive deserves a lot of recognition, and this is the song I decided to showcase what he does so you can look into it. Next on the list, we have Alive by Garden featuring Paris. Now, right before I get into this, I forgot to mention at the start of the video, there will be a playlist of these songs on my Spotify. I'll provide a link down in the description below. Check it out. If you want to add these directly to your list, it's a pretty easy place to go do it all. Now, let's show you a clip of this song.
Keep me alive. Sometimes I feel like no one's on my side. Walk out the door and I feel paralyzed. Searching for anything, give me a sign that I'm alive.
So I chose that specific part because you get just the tail end of the chorus from Garden right into the feature of Paris, and the impact that this song had was still relatively low, but I didn't realize it really it burrowed into my brain, right? So I love Garden as an artist, kind of like Buried Alive, puts out a lot of really cool stuff, somewhere between rap and punk and emo, I guess. But this song, it was just really cool to me because when it came out, I added it to my playlist, and I didn't really think much of it. I didn't listen to it a whole lot, but the more I listened to it, the more I realized this song is really good. I really love this song, and it's really neat when a song can do that, like low impact but long stayability. The replayability, for that matter, is really high. Most of these songs on this list will probably be pretty high for replayability. Um, Not for any reason that like you hear more or new sounds in this song, but you hear the same things that make you feel the same way, and you kind of go after that feeling, and that's why you want to listen to it over and over again. As far as the purpose on the list, Garden's a great artist, and he didn't really put out an album this year. I don't think he put out an EP, but he put out a lot of songs. And this song I think stuck out the best from the other works that he put out. Mostly because Paris is a part of this, and I'd love to see this happen more and more in the industry where artists can feature in different genres. Because Paris has her own like band, and it's like a really cool. Paris isn't the name of the chick. Her name is Lynn or something like that. Paris is a band, and they make really good music, and Garden makes really good music, and they came together and they made a really good song, and it's really cool, even though you wouldn't really expect it, and so that's why I have this on the list. At number 8 on the list, we have Cult Leader by Whalebones, and this is a really cool song. This came off of Whalebones' EP, now an album release actually, and the EP didn't make my list because I don't really care for the other songs on the EP, but this song is something else. I heard this song when the music video got released, and honestly, it the impact it hit me in the gut. It was huge. I showed my friends. I was like, "This song is incredible," and it was a beautiful song to hear for the first time, to watch the video for the first time, and absolutely chilling in some parts. I'm going to show you one little clip to kind of give you an idea of what this is. The disdain that you poured on me, you're withholding unfeeling. So obviously you hear that like almost symphonic orchestra playing in the background, his very, very powerful vocals, and it tells the story of kind of a common story that occurs in the world that we live in, and it's very powerful if you listen to the lyrics and the way the music is put together. It's very emotional. So the impact, like I said, is very high. The replayability is very high as well because it sucks you into that emotional tether that you make the first time you hear the song. And the purpose on the list is this is the first entry on the list so far where this is truly one of the best songs that I heard this year through and through. This you take in all the other lists I'm gonna make about the EP and the album, and this still makes the top 10 songs I heard this year. It is phenomenal. I cannot gush enough about this song. Number 7 on the list is Find Yourself by the Seafloor Cinema. This is a song. Now, let me just show you what this is. Let me just start off with the clip. Oh, this song's for you. We threw our problems into Lake Michigan on man-made beaches, near 60 seconds living in Ado. So, yeah, I mean, they're math rock, it's emo, and it's a really upbeat song about some really sad stuff, and it's really cool. This song, impact wise, pretty low impact actually, again, coming out the gate, but the song grew on me. I can't seem to stop listening to it. It's been on my playlist for a long time. Every time it comes on, I crank the radio up and I start singing to it. And for that, I mean, it gets huge points. It's really cool song by the boys in the Seafloor Cinema. Replayability has it's pretty high. Probably not as high as the previous songs, but it's really cool. It's a really good song to listen to. And the purpose on this list, well, this is the one song that the Seafloor Cinema put out in 2020, and uh, again, like Cult Leader, this is an actual top 10 song for me. It it kind of just has a lot of lyrical context that I can resonate with, especially this year. So if this was any other year, it probably wouldn't be as good for me. But I like it, so there it is. Number 6 on the list is Your Broken Hero, A Letter to Ashley. And this is a late addition to this list, but I couldn't not include it because it's incredible. Just listen to this.
Oh, Ashley, you were the best part of me. Ripped out my heart from me. Now I can bleed for eternity.
Yeah, and then later on it gets to be like that. So it's really cool. So this song, impact wise, another gut puncher. This song when it came out, it threw me through a loop because Your Broken Hero is not a band. It's literally an influencer, I guess you'd call him, on uh, Facebook. I guess now he used to be on Vine, and he might be on TikTok too. I don't know if he's on TikTok. I don't follow him if he does have a TikTok, but it's Matt Cutshaw, and he's been doing this series called Emo's Not Dead, END for short, where he kind of just makes skits about emo songs from the past, and it does it with his girlfriend. It's really cool. And he kind of took it one step further, and he just made an emo song, an original emo song, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of like a parody, but really good, really well made. So the impact was really high. Replayability is probably pretty mid. Uh, it probably won't last a super long time on my playlist, but it definitely will be one that I talk about for a long time going forward. And its purpose on the list is to show that a lot of times parody is the best way to uh, gain popularity, I guess, because this Emo's Not Dead series that he's doing, is wildly viral, like viral over and over the top. And so obviously the next step was to do this, and I couldn't see it coming. And it's really really cool. I hope he puts out more. I hope he puts out an album or an EP. That'd be really cool. I would love to see it and hear it. And honestly, like, take it a step further, I hope he tours when touring comes back, because that would be incredible. I would love to see Matt Cushall on stage with his wig and his emo get up, and then just playing these songs. That'd be really cool. Number 5 on the list, we have The Soil and the Seed by Jamie's Elsewhere. This song has a lot of emotional attachment to me before I even heard it. Let's just get into it. I'm going to show you a clip because that's what I've been doing. So yeah, Jamie's Elsewhere is a band that put out one of my favorite albums in all of existence way back in like 2010, 2011. It's called They Said a Storm Was Coming. And that album has been played more times in my vehicle than probably any other album in existence. I love that album. But following that album, Aaron Pauley, the vocalist, left the band, but not on like poor terms. He left the band to pursue higher aspirations in Of Mice and Men, a more popular band at the time, and has been really successful in that band, and I've been really happy to see him in that band doing well. And he started going on Twitter about a year ago and kind of just talking about Jamie's Elsewhere read and like kind of teasing it, hinting it. So I knew this was coming at some point, and I was just waiting for it, and it came out, and I was there on day one, ready to listen to it absorb it, and it's everything I ever wanted. So impact was off the charts, like not even measurable. It was over 9,000. And the replayability is pretty mid. It's honestly, if I have to critique the song, it's just kind of average, but it's Jamie's Elsewhere at its core, and that's what they were going for. I know that's why they released this song, because it is tried and true Jamie's Elsewhere. This sounds exactly like what I would expect from them, and because of that, it gets on this list. The purpose of it on this list, obviously, is because of nostalgia. I have that attachment. The band's been gone for, I want to say, like 6 years. I think they actually officially disbanded in 2014, and then Aaron Pauli revived it for this, and presumably an album coming out too. And I look forward to that. Number 4 on the list is something pretty unique. It's Jesse's Girl 2 by Coheed and Cambria, featuring Rick Springfield. This is a sequel to Jesse's Girl by Rick Springfield. The fact that, number one, they made a sequel song to it. Number two, that they got Rick Springfield to be on it. And number three, it's really, really good, is incredible. Listen, here, I got a little bit to show you.
Things will get better. It just seems strange he put up no fight when she broke his heart that fateful night. Just
That is wild. That was so. I just showed you the tail end of the chorus with Coheed into the feature from Rick Springfield, and oh my God, this song is so good. So I'm not a huge classics guy. I don't go for the classics very much. I don't really like seek them out and want to listen to them. I just know they exist. I acknowledge them. I respect them. I just don't listen to them. But something like this is next level. This, instead of replaying the same song from 40 years ago and just swooning over it, take it and do something with it. And that's exactly what Coheed and Cambria did here. And the impact initially was really low. I thought it was just a novelty. The more I listened to it, the more I grew to love it. The replayability is insane. Every time it comes on, I get more and more hype. And when Rick Springfield starts that feature, oh, I get chills. The purpose on this list is obviously to show this is unique. This is originality in its best form. This is what music is meant to be. It's meant to take things that we love and turn it around, flip it, twist it a little bit. Don't destroy it, but make it something cool and unique and original and fun. And I applaud Coheed and Cambria for doing that. That's really incredible. Alright, and we are into the top 3 songs of 2020. And number 3 is Suffocate by Keizo featuring Bad Omens. This song is kind of like with Buried Alive. I didn't put Keizo stuff in the EP or the album of the year, but I wanted to represent him in some way, shape, or form because he put out really good, really cool stuff in this crazy world that we live in. And honestly, this song, it might like this song. On top of that, so I wanted to represent Keizo, but on top of that, this song is definitely top 3 overall for the year. Like no cap, this song goes hard, and I don't mean that figuratively. Listen to this. This is a monster. So yeah, that was the breakdown of the song, and this is crazy. So I don't listen to Bad Omens. I've listened to a little bit of Keizo, like just his newer stuff that he put out that has a bunch of features from bands that I listen to. Bad Omens was not one of them, but in this song is so good. It's so good. The impact this song had was like a punch to the chest. I keep saying that, but it keeps being true. And the replayability is insane. The energy levels in this song are insane. And every time it comes on, I'm moving around in the car, probably almost swerving off the road and tumbling to my death. But it's a fun song. I would love to hear this song live. This song live would shred. And it also highlights what I pointed out with Garden and Paris. Kind of what we need to see more of in this industry, where two artists from different, almost entirely different areas come together and they make something really, really cool. And that's exactly what you see here. It's incredible. I love it so much. So the purpose on this list is obviously, it's a banger. This is certified banger material. And I'm sorry if you don't like heavy music or like EDM, but why? Why don't you? So next up, number 2 on the list is actually 2 songs because it's my video, so I can make the rules. The first of the 2 songs that is in the number 2 slot is Plandemic by Canadian Softball and Chewed Up. I believe this is actually just Chewed Up. I think Canadian Softball is the other song. This is a part of a Spotify labeled it as a single, so that's why I'm putting it on this list. But it's called Co-Split 19, and these are 2 bands that are associated with Jared Alonji, who is a notorious parody metal guy, a punk pop guy, a really kind of like alt music guy, and he just has his hands in a lot of pots making parody music. And this is what he put out this year. It's really cool. Came out pretty early in the year, and it's kind of just been that comedic relief I've needed throughout the year, along with a letter to Ashley, that sort of thing. But it really kind of emphasizes specifically what's happening this year, and it's something that's carried me through the year, and I thought it was really cool. So I'm going to show you a clip from Plandemic here. Obviously that name, you could tell what the subject matter is, and I'll show you some from the other song right after.
I wrote a song about the world was caused by blinding, burn down the towers.
So that was obviously a parody of Knocked Loose and their Counting Worms song. That's kind of like the whole vibe for that song is the metalcore, hardcore, Knocked Loose style music, and kind of a parody of that, with the lyrics being aimed towards coronavirus. And here is the other part of that single from Co-Split 19. This is Canadian Softball, Socially Distant.
Today is Friday, or is it Thursday? Never mind, it's actually a Monday.
So, I mean, it's another, this is like a math rock parody, where it's like the tiny moving part style, the Seafloor Cinema style, which Seafloor Cinema is actually another Jared Alonji honeypot that he's got his hand in with Boquito Media, but really kind of a cool, more of an upbeat song compared to Plandemic. Plandemic's kind of supposed to be like a darker theme, but Socially Distant is supposed to be more like upbeat. It's about how you can't stay away from some people, I guess, and it's really funny. It's enjoyable, and it carried me through this year. So the impact was relatively high. Replayability is relatively high because the lyrics are really funny, and the purpose was comedic relief in one of the worst years I've ever lived. So take that for what it is. And what you've all been waiting for, the number 1 song of 2020 is Metamorph by Ocean's 8 Alaska. This list that I comprised for the top 10 songs of this year has a mix of genres all the way up and down. And this song right here is really more traditionally what I listen to, number 1, but also it is hugely impactful to my not only my listening history, but my excitement for what's to come. And let me just show you a little bit of what I'm talking about here.
Did you miss me? Did you miss me when I went around? Take a step.
So, very heavy. Ocean's 8 Alaska is typically very like heavier metalcore, not a lot of singy, songy lightheartedness, more of the odd time signature, heavy on the breakdowns, very, very heavy guttural vocals, and a blast to see live, to be honest. What is good about this song is it's a return to form for Ocean's 8 Alaska. Their last album was great, I loved it, but it was a turn for them that I was not excited about because number one, they changed vocalists. That was kind of a blow to me. I really enjoyed the vocalist, but also they took a little bit of a different energy level with that album, and it was good, but just wasn't really what I love Ocean's 8 Alaska for. This song dropped out of nowhere, by the way. Like Impact is like ripping my face off, by the way. That opening line there that you hear, that did you miss me? Did you miss me when I went around? That is iconic because this song signals the return of the original vocalist James Harrison, and I knew it immediately after hearing that line. Immediately that was James Harrison, and I literally, my soul left my body, and now what am I supposed to do with my life? So this song has me excited for what's to come with Ocean's 8 Alaska. I think they're really kind of carrying metalcore on their back in some aspects. It's been kind of a struggling genre, but also just really, really, really good music coming out of these guys. Really technical, really catchy. The replayability of this song is extremely high. The purpose of this song is obviously nostalgia, skill, catchiness, heaviness. Like it marks all the boxes that I love to hear. And this song came out pretty recently, but it had to top the charts because nothing made me feel the way that this song made me feel this year. And with that is the best songs of 2020. I did hope you enjoyed this video. I have one last thing to tell you, and that is an honorable mention for a song called Presence is Strength by Fever 333. I'm going to pull it up here lickety split as fast as I can because it is a great song, and it didn't make the list, but I think it needs to be recognized for the powerful aura that it comes with, and I couldn't just leave it without being spoken into existence. Here's the clip I want to show you. Really powerful stuff.
Down with the kings, long live the servants. We'll be the last voice you ever hear. Down with the kings.
So not only is this song incredibly good and probably one of the best of the year outside of my list, but also it's kind of a signal to what's to come in future videos that I make, because Fever 333 will be featured in future videos. This song will not be featured on there because it's not part of the album that they released. It's a single from before the album, and I mean, it's incredible. Please check out this song. And if you did enjoy this video, like, subscribe, ring the bell if you want to get notifications, but otherwise just comment down below. Let me know what you've been listening to this year, if there's any songs that you thought I was going to say but I didn't, if there's any songs on here that kind of surprised you, if there's any songs that I showed you from this that you really enjoy, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks. If you stuck it out for the 29 minutes that I've been talking about music, you a real one. Thank you.